Hey everyone, Rihanna M. Hill here today to talk to you a little bit more about taking care of yourself while working from home. As more and more professionals are becoming work from home professionals these days, it is really important to consider a lot of different things. There's a lot of different factors that can change when you go from working in an office to working from home. So it's important to have these conversations about the new shape of what the working world is beginning to look like. While some people have been working from home for years, a lot of folks have just recently jumped in at very high numbers. And whichever one describes your situation, there's really some tips here for everybody. So first I'm going to talk about the basics, which is just a list. Some of it might be a refresher from something that you already know, and some of it might be just a good reminder or a good idea to check out. Some of it might not be right for your situation. And then we'll talk a little bit more about some 3 key important steps for work, for being successful at work when you're working from home, on the work elements of it. And finally, I'll wrap it up with a little note about you and why this is so important. So I'll go ahead and dive right in. Self-care basics, some of these are going to seem really obvious. Some of them are hopefully habits that you already have. And for some of us, these are just good reminders to keep in mind, especially if you're changing in your routine, you're out of your daily habits, and you're having to develop new ones. So these, just a quick list, are: remember to drink plenty of water throughout the day. Remember to take breaks as well. Get plenty of sleep. Yes, the real sleep. You got to do it. Exercise regularly, especially getting up and stretching from your desk. You don't want to sit there for too long. It's good to have some sort of reminder to get up every couple of hours or so. Dress up for work. Some people really thrive better off this. Some people do okay not doing that. Find what works best for you. Have a dedicated workspace. This really helps you keep home and work separate, or at least create a successful blend so that you don't feel like you're always at home and you're always at work. Be sure to eat well. Your brain uses about 50% of the calories that you consume, so make sure you're giving it good food. Gives you energy, gives you long-lasting energy. Just take care of yourself with some eating well. Be sure to go outside when you can. Open a window, get some fresh air, go for a walk. Keep your workspace clean. It helps you from feeling cluttered and disorganized. I don't know about you, but I can get a pretty messy office when I have projects here and there, and also have the sewing room and the nursery all in one place. It can get messy, but if I keep my office area clean, it helps me stay focused on the work that I'm doing rather than thinking, oh, I really need to be cleaning my desk right now. Organize your work priorities. What are some of the key tasks that you need to do that day, and can you go ahead and start with them? Make these task lists and stick to them. And finally, honor your calendar. You're going to be setting your old schedule, so it's very important that you take this seriously and you honor whatever calendar and timeline you create for yourself. You owe it to yourself to do that. So again, these are just good reminders, good habits. Hopefully you already have some of them, and maybe some of them will not quite work for you, but just a quick general list of self-care basics for taking care of yourself when you work from home. Our next section, we're going to talk a little bit about 3 important steps for focusing on work, actually being a successful work from home professional. That has a lot more to do than just the basics of taking care of yourself. And this is so important because taking care of yourself means getting that important work done, means creating a life that you don't have to escape from. Distracting yourself and doing something else for a long time or for a while is good, but making sure that you get your work done correctly and on time, and you're doing good work that you can be proud of, at the end of the day, kind of bottom line, is some of the best ways to take care of yourself. So navigating this work-life balance is going to be a change, especially if you have family members or young kids or spouses who are suddenly home. So these 3 tips are really focused on helping you successfully manage that. The first is be sure to set boundaries. There's two parts to setting boundaries, and this comes with work and family when you're working from home. So a couple examples that people have done very successfully is perhaps if you have an office door closed, that signals that you're working on something important, for an important project that you can't be interrupted on, or you're on a call. And that can signal to your children or to your spouse or to your family that you really can't be interrupted at this point in time. It's very important. With younger kids, this might look a little bit different. You may need to negotiate with a spouse or someone else about alternating care time and work time so that when you have that important focused work that you need to work on, you know that your children are being taken care of and you don't have to worry about them. Additionally, on the other side of that, you want to set boundaries for your work too. If you're going to expect your family not to interrupt you when you're doing important work, you also want to make sure that your work isn't interrupting you when you're having important family time. I think it's probably a lot easier to help children understand that they can't just come interrupt you when you're on the phone if you don't let the phone interrupt dinner. So finding something like that works really well for your family. And it's not always as cut and dried, and it's not always as simple as that, but at least carving out some specific boundaries so that you have that key focus time you need for those key work projects, as well as having key time with your family, helps you really get the best of both, do your best work, and be the best family member you can be. The second one is looking at task management along with a work mindset. Trust me, I've been working home for several years now, and I know how hard it can be to focus. When it's a beautiful day outside, the sun is shining, you hear kids playing, and it just looks so peaceful, or perhaps it's a cold, rainy day and your significant other is having a Netflix marathon on the couch with a bunch of snacks, and you just want to either go out and play or join them on the couch and just enjoy those times. And it can be really hard to focus on your work when that's happening. This is why creating some sort of task management system for yourself is really, really important, and one of the best ways to help you set up for success. Use what motivates you to help you keep organized, especially for what's going to help you be in that work mindset. You probably won't be very productive if you're sitting there just thinking about snacks and going out to play and all those other things you want to do, which might take you a little bit longer to finish your work and get to go do those things. So one of the things you might do is set up a good playlist and get your head really in focus. You know, what are those things that you do, those key factors that add up that help you do some of your best work? And set those up, and then reward yourself with maybe taking a break to eat a snack and watch a movie, or going outside to play for a little bit. This is a new adjustment, especially if you're just starting to work from home or you have had a situation change at home that is impacting your workday. Remember, this is something new, so be kind to yourself and take your time adjusting to it. Think about the first time you started a new job, or any time you start a new job. The first few weeks just feel so overwhelming and it can feel really disoriented. But pretty soon you get into a routine, and next thing you know, it all just flows really, really nicely. You'll find that flow soon enough. Third point for making sure that you're doing really good work while you're working from home to take care of yourself is to have fun. Enjoy the benefits of this as well. This work from home situation doesn't have to be all business. You also don't have to pretend like you're in the office either. Maybe for short periods of time, but you can also enjoy the benefits of working from home. For example, if you're somebody who works a lot better in the mornings and instead of having to worry about that whole commute and then getting into the office and starting at 9 a.m., you know, if you get up at 6 and that's when you do your best work, get up at 6 and do your best work. Or if you're struggling with late afternoon drags, take a nap or a walk. You can use a lunch break to cook yourself this really amazing meal. There's a lot of different things that you can do to take advantage of to help make sure that you are the most successful and most productive you can be. Additionally, if you're somebody that enjoys wearing slippers all day long or you just want to be in your yoga pants, this is an opportunity to do that. You can set yourself up to be successful with all of the elements that are going to help make you the most successful for work. So have fun with it. All right, now to the final point of this recording that's really, really important and maybe arguably a little bit of a soapbox, but it's so, so, so important to consider when taking care of yourself as a work from home professional. You are an asset to your business. Yes, you are an asset. Whether you own your own business or you work for another company, you are a very important asset. Now bear with me and don't roll your eyes too hard, because this is very, very important, and it's really important you take care of yourself. So I have a question for you. What if you didn't take care of those other assets of your company? For example, if you are a seamstress and you have a sewing machine, or you make products with the sewing machine and it was out of thread, but you just kept sewing anyways, how well would that work? How strong would those seams hold? It sounds ridiculous, right? Or what if you saw your computer had 1% battery left and you didn't plug it in, but you just kept working away? Well, in both of these examples, you might be working really, really hard. But at the end of the day, a computer without power and a sewing machine without thread aren't going to get a whole lot done. It might seem ridiculous and you might be laughing at these situations, and you should feel that same way about taking care of yourself. If you're not getting proper rest and exercise and hydration and just taking care of your basic needs, you really should reconsider that, because you are a very important asset. If you break down, the work you do can't be done. So really, really be sure that you're plugging that computer into the power, that you're keeping your sewing machine well threaded, and that you're taking care of yourself. You're an asset not only to your company, but to your family. So use it for them if you need a little motivation. To sum it all up, there are a lot of simple things we can do every day to take care of ourselves when working from home, and little reminders are always helpful. Additionally, when you're navigating this new work from home situation or a changed work from home situation, set boundaries, plan good task management that helps you get in that work mindset, and also be sure to have fun. Finally, you're an asset that you must take care of, so please take care of yourself. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day.